Hey, this is Helena.
Hi, I'm Abba.
I'm Melissa.
And this is Y'all Got Me Podcast.
Coming to you from the land of patties.
Yes.
In the subway with cocoa bread.
Speak on it.
Say it again. One more time.
The whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That little one will be street
The threat of
Away.
Black Panther.
the Black Panther.
Will be street
Away.
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 Street. Like,
Somebody said, as soon as he started talking, they knew he was gonna die.
That's so fucking
I was like, that's so mean. How dare you?
but like, were there any lies?
There
Because
weren't
man,
There's no lies.
there were none.
But technically, it's like, it took a while for people to start dragging.
It's true because you
Yeah.
know what? I think at first everyone was like,
Oh, it's so fly. Like, we're not
Yeah.
going to drag. There's nothing to drag.
It's
Yeah.
like when you make a new friend and like you just want to be nice, you don't want
Yeah.
to roast them.
Yeah.
But then after they're actually at home, you're like,
Like, you
what
see
is
that-
this? You're like, what is this? But at first you're like, hey, you look so fly,
Yeah.
which you can still do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
after you're comfortable, you're gonna be like, listen,
Yeah, exactly.
What is this? Like, get it together.
And I think it was also a thing. I think it was either maybe not enough people had seen it, or maybe
They needed to watch
they
it.
needed to watch it.
Yes.
But maybe like nobody wanted to be like, oh, that's not like a good accent, because maybe people
Yeah.
felt like they didn't have the experience. And then an African person came out, they're like, what the fuck was that?
So now it's
Blek?
like,
Black.
the Blek.
Yeah.
But also because it's like, if it was maybe anyone else but Forrest Whitaker, who like, we already know
He's our uncle.
is our uncle, but
Yeah.
also like is known for doing the most,
Yeah.
and likes taking roles like related to like the continent.
Yes.
So as soon as he came through, like he was so amped.
He was so, like, in the
Like
role.
and you couldn't tell him nothing. Like you could tell when he was out there, like you couldn't tell him anything.
Yes. Yes.
So that's why. It's just like, but also I think it was more of a loving drag. Like no one's hating.
Yeah.
No, it's still fun.
But that's what I
Like,
mean. Like it wasn't like a okay. It was just
Yeah.
more like a
Yeah. There were some gems though from like the accents. Like one of my favorites is when Chadwick was like, lay down your weapon.
And it's like, how is weapons? 8
Weapons.
syllables. She's like, lay down your weapons.
there's a Oh, when he says it never gets old. It never gets old.
Yeah. But he whispered, he's like, this never gets old.
Why was he whispering though?
But like, it's almost like he's out of breath every time.
Yes.
He's like, it never gets old.
You know what's funny? So in drama, in theater school, like I had to learn how to do an Irish accent for my voice project.
Yo, if you don't drop some of that right now,
It's bad. I still can't do it.
please.
I still
Please.
can't do it. I cannot. I literally I almost failed it.
She's gonna get dragged
I
by
almost-
Black Twitter.
Okay, don't do it.
She's gonna
Don't do
drag
it.
me.
Who's Irish cousin like is gonna drag you? Someone's Irish Nigerian cousin gonna come out like,
I
wait,
can't do it.
Abercrombie Irish.
Abba O'Donnell's coming for you.
I'm dead. My Ghanaian kid's cousin's living in Ireland. I can't even do it. I'm not even gonna try.
Don't do it. Don't do
No,
it.
no,
I'm
don't do
not
it.
even
We don't want this to like be the soundbite heard around the world like in 30 years where they unearth it when
They
you're
are-
mad famous and they're like
stop. They're like,
She
we need to take away
tried.
her Oscar.
problematic.
She knows Irish people were slaves. And
Yeah.
Look at her. She's making fun of them. No, it was like I was so bad at it, so I would always go high pitched because that was the only way I could kind of get the accent just a bit. So I'm thinking that Chadwick was like maybe not that good at it at his normal like
Voice level?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he decided to whisper.
Weapons.
Lay down your weapons.
Like, I've never heard weapons.
I wish people could see like your body move, like your body
Every
like
time, like, Also, when he's accepting every challenge, like, mans are whispering. Like,
Thank you.
I accept your challenge. I accept. Like, you're on the throne, my guy. You should have been like, I accept your challenge, man.
The moment he says, I am your king, like, he's screaming at Forrest, Uncle Forrest. Like, that moment was like, yes.
Oh, that cut me.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, that's what I want to see Zaddy. Like,
yes.
That's when he came through. That's when he came through.
Yeah, none of that. Lay it down,
The
yo.
weapons.
It never gets old. It kills me. And it's like literally the first minutes every single time. I'm like, the fuck are you doing?
This never gets old.
He's not saying never gets old. Old.
Never gets old.
There's a syllable he adds to
In
it.
everyone.
Like, and I'm like, why are you doing that? And even when he says Nakia's name, it's like he's about to fall asleep. Nakia. Like, you talking to him so sexy.
Nakia. It just like everything sounds like you just woke him up.
Yes.
From his princely nap. Like every time he sounds like he just like.
Oh God.
But aside from that, after we're done lovingly supporting the struggle scent. I'm gonna coin that term.
That's also
which
what
is the
you
struggle
get
accent.
when they're
The
not
struggle
African.
sense, okay.
Like the struggle scent, like we can acknowledge it was a bit of a struggle scent. But it was, I mean, I personally can't come out and say that it was acceptable because like I can't fully say, but like it didn't take me out of it enough. Like I laughed, but like at the same time, like I was still with it.
Yes.
You know, like even like because we're two like Africans, and it's like you're just so hyped. It's like whatever you're doing already, like an amazing job.
Right,
It's all good. It's all good. Like it's funny.
Right.
And also the fact that from the get-go, you know, these are not Africans. Like these are African Americans. It's bound to have like some.
It's
drag-worthy moments, you know?
Especially if they're not African Americans who are like their parent, like immigrants, like recent immigrant. And I don't mean that like in a disrespectful way, but like if they're just African American and they don't have like necessarily like a parent or someone who they were close to that type of thing, like so it's something that's still like foreign in a sense, you know? So it's like I can understand, but I also think, and once again, like it's not necessarily my lane, so I don't want to like take up too much space, but I think it's, to me, the difference was it wasn't a disrespect or it wasn't like the comical, like we're here to, because it's like there are a lot of portrayals even in like African American cinema where it's like
dear white people
like they bring in the accent and it's like this is either either you're so trash and like you just didn't take the time or like it's just, to me it goes broader. I'm like, who literally saw this person like basically struggle scenting like in the way where it's like it literally takes you out, because I'm like, who like
whose dance is this?
So I think
feel like it was studied, like you know that they took the time, but also most of them are like, are they? It's not half and half, right?
It's not
like,
half and half.
It's not half and half?
No, a lot of, I feel like, are you talking about African actors versus African American
actors?
I feel like there are, like the T'Chaka, the younger version and the older version are both actually African. Who else? Lupita. Denai.
What's Denai's background?
Daniel Kaluuya.
What's her background? I forget.
Who?
Lupita?
Not Lupita. Denai.
She's
East. Is it East?
She's from Zimbabwe.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
But Daniel's like Brit.
Yeah, exactly.
And
he still like grew up in an African household.
Yeah,
It's true.
Letitia, right? Where is
but
she?
She's Caribbean. She's Guyanese.
Ooh, yes.
Same with Winston is from Tobago.
No, but I feel like it wasn't.
We don't say his name Winston.
Sorry.
Mbaku.
Why didn't you spread your legs?
Mbaku, man.
And I was watching this interview with Chadwick and he was talking about how Mbaku's accent it was on purpose, like
Nigeria
so extra,
listen, I was like, everyone that asked me was like, this is the most Nigerian like character.
Are you
will not miss it.
Are you done?
Are you done? The stutter? Nigerian to the max. I felt like
and like I will never get over. We will not have it all. Like to this day,
it's like everybody wears their hands. Like yes,
I will like my heart starts racing in advance of the line because I love it.
What was I doing the other day? I think I was making like chicken or something. I was making leftovers, and I thought I had enough of something, and I didn't. I said, "Oh, I can't have it." We will not have it all. Like I say it to myself all the time. It's such a quotable line.
But my thing is like, how did nobody on that set laugh when he said that? Like, this is a fucking fight, and the guy is saying the most hilarious line, and everybody's like.
Yeah,
I'm like, I would have been like, let me breathe through it.
Even the facial expression.
Yeah,
like,
he did the stank face.
Like,
I love it.
will not have it.
I love it.
He's like, I'm kidding. We're vegetarian.
He enjoyed that. As an actor, I love seeing other actors enjoy their lines. Like you could tell that was maybe the 10th time they did it, and he was still enjoying it. It made me feel so happy.
I love it. I love it. It was so good.
So good. It was amazing.
But now we have to get to Michael Bay.
Oh my gosh.
Michael Bay.
So what we saying?
What do you want to say? The floor is yours.
So, from an actor's point of view, he exaggerated his acting. Like he overacted a little bit. Like the walking, the face expression. Like okay, it's a Marvel movie and it's a superhero movie, so it fits. Yeah. But I feel like everyone else was at like actor level, and he was a little like overacting.
Okay.
Name a specific example.
Just every single time he walks or gets off like a fucking like. I don't like. Number one, the first time that it kind of bothered me is the way he kisses his bae in the ambulance. It's like,
well, she played her. Well, did she play herself? Someone.
Yeah, she did. But it's like, oh my god, it's like Romeo and Juliet, but like the bad version. And it's like, oh my god, we're reuniting in the ambulance. We did it. Okay, so that hot. And any time that he's like challenging. T'Challa or like any time, like the walk is like very like with the shoulders and his face is like with the this masculine neck roll like so
it's very corny at times. There's that one point where he was like, not if I get first. It's gonna be buried with your auntie. He has that Oakland accent. He's like, with your auntie.
With your auntie.
He like a surfing cowboy. Somebody said or Californian accents.
There was there's two specifically. There's the first one for some reason. Every time he says it, I'm just like so corny. Like he's like, weeks I don't need. Why are you gonna say it like that? He's like, I don't need weeks. And then what's the other one? Oh my god.
She just turned into Popeye.
Like he just he turns up so much. And then what's the other one? There's one more. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't remember.
I wish we had it right here to reference. Like
like
weeks.
I don't need weeks. Or like what? Oh, it's at the end when he. Sorry, spoiler. Well, but no, who cares? But when he gets juxed, and like when he's like, what does he say? Like. Nice move you had there. Or something like so.
That was a good move.
Yeah, and it was like so not what you'd expect someone to say in that moment. Or it's like, nice move you did there. Yeah. And it's like, what?
I was like, why are you saying it like that? And
like
why
you sound like Trevor from Oklahoma. He's like, nice move you did there.
Nice move you did there.
I feel like it's very like just like superhero, but almost like comic book worthy.
Yeah, it just felt very old timey, but just also like out of step with like someone who like is from Oakland who just got like jokes. Like, nice move you did there, bro. Like it just felt
sounded like Michael Anthony.
Mom, I'm sick.
I'm sick, Mom. But nice move you had there.
Yeah. Or like it feels like what someone would say at the end of like a game of Scrabble. Yeah. And then you just slap the K on the table. It's like, nice move you had there. Yeah. And I was like, but every time he says that, I'm just like, what a weird thing to say when someone just jukes you, like, at the end of a long-ass fight.
Thank you.
And, like, you're like, nice move, bro.
Thank
or
you.
it's like Beyblades. Remember that from, like, 4th grade where you, like,
Oh.
whipped the
It was like,
Beyblade?
I was a Beyblade aficionado. Like,
No, you weren't letting it rip.
Listen, don't even get me started.
You were not letting it rip.
I'm so embarrassing. I had, like, over, like, 40 Beyblades.
No,
What?
you
Yes,
didn't.
I collected it. I was really into, like, anime. I collected the Poke cards. Like, I collected all that.
Did you have the binder with,
Yes,
like...
I did.
Yeah, not even a beat was missed before. Like,
I'm not into it anymore, and I haven't.
Oh, and I would like to announce that I'm not into it anymore.
but if you want to go, I can still, you know.
No, I haven't dabbled in it since like grade 4.
She's talking like an addict.
Stop.
She's like since grade 4.
Is it itching?
No, never.
Yo, you twitch a little bit.
I still watch anime from time to time.
Yo, so does Michael B. So like,
Woo! What a
He's talking
segue!
about it.
Back to Michael B.
Back to
yo, oh.
Okay,
But do we have anything positive to say about the
Can we talk
band?
about his
like-
butt?
What?
His butt. His butt.
That's
was
not his
nuts.
butt.
That was a fake.
That was
butt?
not his
That
butt.
was a fake butt?
Yeah.
How? No, I saw a picture of
No!
his butt.
I saw it personally!
So there's an image circulating around the internet that is allegedly Michael B. Jordan's nude bottom. But like the streets are divided as to whether or not the streets are divided. Some people say that's the booty, others are saying it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Like so Abba's out here saying those are the cakes.
Yes.
Helena's not saying those are the cakes. Like I personally have no dog in the booty fight, but like it could be the case, it could not be the case. Like I don't know. But I feel like it's more like what you want to believe.
Okay.
I feel like that was like an underwhelming cake for like what I would have expected.
Okay.
But is he known for them?
But I feel like that's an old photo, and his cakes have definitely developed.
Look at her!
It's true. It's true.
Listen, I know a thing or two about.
It's a science.
It is a science.
No.
His ass must have developed.
Yes, it's
Just
He
like
was
his
working
torso.
out.
Yes, he was. He
Well,
was.
can we get the regimens? Okay, so there's a few things I feel like need to drop. Like, first of all, where's the Wakandan skincare tutorial? Like, where's
you.
the
The
Wakandan?
men had a better skin than the women. I swear.
Hot take alert. Hot take alert.
The first thing I noticed is like there was like this close up on T'Challa, and I'm like, how? Like it's so fucking smooth.
But like, did you
And then you
see
see
Lupita?
Lupita was smooth.
she has pimples.
Oh!
But it's smooth.
You
It's
getting
smooth,
dragged
but it's
alone.
Like, but
I'm
no,
not- I have no part.
No.
I said
no.
nothing.
If you look
getting
at
dragged.
Chadwick, the close up, and right after you see her, especially when they're sitting like, you know, like in the mountains, it's like it goes from one to the next, and you're like, how, bro? And then you see, no, but I'm not saying her skin is not smooth.
No,
I'm saying
just messing with you.
he's smoother. And then you see Michael B, and it's like, again?
Okay, but Michael B has always had some nice skin.
His skin has always been
Okay, but then
cute.
the two, like,
His skin has been
cousins
nice.
are like, legit.
His skin has been nice for as long as his teeth have been big.
Ooh.
He's got too many teeth in his mouth.
It's so
Poor
hot.
baby. Did you see the status I shared?
Wait, what did
It was my friend, like, it was Kiva that you love.
What'd you say?
She was saying he's babe, but he looks like his mouth is full. It's too full.
Y'all are mean. Wow, his big
No,
mouth.
he does look like he got too
He
many
does.
teeth.
I think
I shared it. Everybody was like, heh. Like, the world gathered
look
around
like-
that status. It's true.
It looks like a denture set. Like, it really does. But at the
Like, he
same
needs to
time...
remove, like two.
No, but where's he going to put the grills?
Yeah,
That's part of the look. We don't want it removed. We want it...
No, but, like, it looks like...
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
the
like it.
signature.
It's cute. It's
He's
like
got a little hamster thing going on with the dimples.
He does. We like it. We're
I
here
like
for
it.
it. Also, did you know the B stands for Bakari? Why doesn't he go? He should like. Why are
His
you?
name is what?
Bakari. Bakari.
Ooh, Bakari?
Like that is.
It gives him some flavor. Like,
No,
B?
but Michael, like, the movie, like, I'm sorry.
He should have kept.
So
It should have said that. Like,
so
not Michael B. Jordan.
Bakari.
It should have been Bakari. This
And
is
not
why I'm
the
doing, like, my
Michael.
big
Yeah, Bakari.
reveal of, like,
Yeah.
what the B is.
Bakari is so.
Black
nice.
Panther was
so
the
nice.
occasion. Like, why did we not see it?
You know, I was talking to my mom the other day about like names that you hear them and you're like, oh, that's a black name.
Yeah.
Like what was it?
I can't believe it.
Why you say I can't believe it? Like Jabari, like things like that. You're like, those are black names. I was telling my mom, I was like, honestly, when I have my black ass kid, I'm gonna name that little boy or girl some Tanisha, Takia, Jabari, black as shit.
Jabari is about to have a resurgence. I'm telling you, Jabari is coming up.
It's coming up. And I told my mom, and she got mad at me.
Excuse?
She's like, you're gonna name what? If you don't name this kid Victoria, like,
like, I lost my chance to name you Victoria. You better do it.
Yeah, like my grandpa gave me, when I was born, my grandpa gave me my first name, which is Natasha. But then I changed it.
That's your first name?
I changed it in elementary school, so my full name is like Baba Natasha Makwando. But just because my dad's like, I think you should have an African name.
Yes.
And why did your grandpa name me you and not me? The fuck. So that's what he told me. Actually, though, he's like, I don't. He's what did he say? He's like, did I name your mom? Why does your grandpa think? Why does your grandpa think he can name you?
It almost sounds like a proverb that's gonna come out of his mouth. Did I name you?
Was it me who named your mother? Like, it sounds like a proverb that has something to do with like women independence. Yeah.
Oh, hi Natasha.
Stop.
I wish I was thinking about that the other day. Like on the employment front, like I guess I get the benefit of having the blandest name on earth. But then it's like, then I'm still black as me when I show up. So
that's true.
I mean, at least you get invited. Some people don't.
I know, like, and that's what I'm saying. I'm recognizing the privilege of that.
Oh, same for me.
But then at the same time, once you get in there, the whole thing tumbles down, which is still a level of being able to get there. But then it's like, at this point, it's like, if I'm just going to show up and y'all going to be potentially disappointed, I might as well have you understand who I am from the jump, if that's something that will disappoint you.
So you're going to change your name?
Well, I don't know what to change it to.
Jabari.
To Jabari.
Weapons.
Mel Baku.
Yes!
Yeah.
Mel Baku!
I think that's a good compromise.
I like it.
Mel Baku.
Mel Baku. I like that.
Mel Baku.
What are you going to change your name to?
Oh, I do have an African name.
What is it?
It's Menge.
Oh.
Yes! Menge!
I don't need to change shit.
I like it.
Menge.
I grew up not liking it, but it's because people mispronounce it. And also, this is not how anyone has called me. It's like symbolic. And I don't like, so when I go to the doctors, specifically in France, not here, that's what they call me. They pronounce it like you pronounce mango in French.
Mang?
Like, yeah.
Oh.
It's horrible. Like, there's a certain reaction that I get in my chest, which is like fireballs and like, I'm gonna kill you. But also, it's like, I don't specifically identify with it. I wish I did, but I didn't grow up being called that ever.
Right.
That's not like, even on my diplomas or anything, it's not there. So it caused me issues even. Like for Social Security, I had 2 Social Security numbers. Because people didn't like get that it's the same person. My mom had to do like a whole thing.
You could have been scamming people.
I was just gonna say,
I was too young to think about scamming.
Yo, if you were Nigerian, you would have had
you would have had it in your blood.
Yes, you would have been scamming from the get-go. You would have scammed your own mother's
I'm done with everyone.
You know what? Now that I think of it, it's like I could have been like reimbursed twice.
You could have been scamming, bro.
Oh my god!
Not that we endorse scamming, but
I'm Nigerian, so my existence is an endorsement.
Yo,
I love it when they say no. It's more like the Igbo people.
The Igbo people. I'm Calabar, so we have another. I'm Calabar.
Look at this. Look.
People.
That's what I'm saying. It's not my ethnic. It's not my tribe.
Like the meme of someone literally dying on the ground right now is me. Of that black woman sliding off of the couch, that is me.
Igbo people. It's the people that wear those long.
The emos are coming.
That roll in the top.
I'm done with you.
Shoes? That like the elf shoes.
Don't do this.
Those are Ebos.
Don't do this.
They're gonna come after me.
Yo, the Ebo Twitter, Ebo everything gonna be mentioned. Listen, I have no part in this. Okay, I am
Jamaican.
Wait, Yoruba people scam too, though.
No comment.
you light skinned bitches, y'all be scamming too.
Wow. Okay, yo, I'm a solid brown skin, so
the
you know.
light skins are those scammers. I had an auntie when I was growing up who would
like a blood auntie.
No, like
auntie.
I know, but I just wanted to ask.
Literally, to this day, there are people who I've just now realized like are no way related to me.
But that's normal.
Yeah. No, but like people just now. Like, how did I just realize? I'm like, oh, that's
nobody cared to tell you.
Yes.
I'm like, oh,
yes.
Me too. So they stayed in the house for okay. Okay. Yeah. Like I don't know.
So they ate my cereal. Okay.
Yeah. I'm saying though, like you just was like.
It's true. That's so funny. That is so common too. Like having a relative that comes to stay with you for years, and you're like Uncle David, Auntie Blessing, da 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 da.
Auntie Blessing.
They live in the basement. You're like, yeah. Then my cousins, we go to school together. Then they move out, and you don't hear from them for a while.
For a minute.
And you're like, what happened to Auntie Blessing? And your mom's like, oh, that's not your real auntie.
AKA, we had an argument.
Yeah.
She had to go.
Which just reminded me of another thing, like. I feel like this might be diaspora-wide, but, like, for some reason, Jamaicans just have names that are really, like, everyone has a name, but then you just have another name that is in no way related to your real name, but, like, some people know you by that name, and then other people just know you by another name. So, literally, I have an aunt, and, like, I know her by her one name, and then someone came and they're like, okay, where is Sharon? And I was like, Sharon? And she's like, yeah, Sharon. And, like... Apparently, like, in another life, I don't know if this is, like, a scamming level, but, like,
she was
just have another, but that's not her name. Like, it's not her name at all. Like, it's not.
It sounds like when you give a fake name to a guy with a fake number.
But
What's
it's
your
literally,
name?
like, not a middle name. Like, it's just, like, Jamaicans, for some reason, you just have another name.
That's so
But it just
funny.
comes out of, and then you have a rude nickname as well.
Yeah,
like, And so if your leg, like, broke when you were 6 years old, they just call you, like, something rude, Casty or something. And it's like...
So what are your names?
Let's talk about Jamaican names.
Oh, I don't even have any exciting Jamaican name. Wow.
Like Reginald, not Reginald. I always go with Reginald.
Reginald?
As like a Jamaican
No,
name.
you Barrington. Like
Barrington.
Or Delroy.
Delroy. Barrington.
Like if someone like if you see the name Barrington, like
there's a singer, right?
Barrington.
Yeah. What's his last name?
Levy.
Yes. He did a song with Miss Dynamite. That's when I just got
like that is the one. But it's like, what is with this? Like, why do you have so many identities?
Like that's so funny.
Like, and this is terrible. Like, because I don't even want to bring the vibe down. But literally, like, I went to a funeral recently, and there were like, apparently this person had a whole other name that I had never heard once in life.
Oh my god!
Like, and I was just like,
it's so. I feel like
who am I burying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who am I burying?
Like the name game.
That's so funny.
They're just names. Like people just throw it out.
But I feel like it's maybe like is it also a thing where like somebody puts on a certain wig one day and they're like, you look like a Sharon, and then for the rest of your life
you know what? It's true. Maybe it's the auntie wig.
Maybe
like you should.
The auntie.
Oh, don't say that.
Sorry,
you know,
sorry.
bad memory.
Triggered. I mean, but the auntie wig like sales, like I feel like it's just there really is a specific market for the auntie wig sales. Like you will never stop.
So it can either be a helmet or it can be like
don't do this.
Like
don't do the helmet.
Or like how would you say it like that?
I hate you so much. If you could see the hand motion she's making.
The outward flip.
The outward flip.
In a medium brown.
Yes.
In a medium brown.
And it's very shiny.
3.
Yes.
Very shiny.
The 3, the 1, not even 1B, just the 1, the hard one, which is just straight black. Then you have like a ashy, like non-committal brown, like you're not sure what type of brown is trying to be.
Oh, also your grandma's little puff that she'll put on sometimes. If your grandma has hair and it's permed, she'll put on a puff, an afro puff on top of it. That's gray and black. Why'd she do that?
My grandma has no hair anymore, so no. I mean, she does, but it's like...
My grandma wears wigs, bare wigs.
She does.
Wigs, yeah.
No.
There was also an auntie who for years I didn't know.
The only reason I can roast is because my grandma doesn't speak English.
So she's not going to listen.
Listen, there were times where I'm like, why are you dyeing your hair? Like, there's almost nothing with the fucking...
But listen, if you think I'm not going to be full of the same pride when I'm... No, you know what? I'm just not going to care. Like, it's going to be over for me.
Put a
like,
wig on.
I'm going to be rolling with...
The motion I was... Sorry. The motion I was doing... Oh, I cut you off.
No, that's
the motion... The motion I was doing was like downward V. Like
yes.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
The outward flip.
I hate that I can see it so perfectly in my head. It's making me mad.
Can you see the wind also? Not moving?
It's not.
It's stiff. It's stiff.
It is
Remember when
stiff.
stiff hairstyles were the wave?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, the early 2000s, you'd go to the salon and then they'd like do an updo, but the way they would crimp and add product, it would be hard. Your head would be hard. It'd look like a sculpture. Crispy.
Yeah, the pieces had to be crisp.
God.
They had to be crisp.
That's why my forehead kind of big now, because the amount of gel I've used in my lifetime has pushed back my hairline. Like,
but use the drops, the IG drops,
IG
the
drops.
Instagram.
That shit will
the Instagram drops.
What is this?
It's just oregano oil. It's just oil of oregano. They're lying to you.
They're dashing it on their scalp. Is that safe?
It's like you can get IG boutiques will sell like a certain oil that claims to be good for hair growth.
For
like
your edges.
Like tea, you know how they sell slim tea, skinny tea?
Fit tea or whatever.
Tea. It's like that.
I would like them to call them like diarrhea, like
just say
tea.
it. Just call it what it is. Like, so
It's
basically, it's just
like,
a laxative and
and it doesn't make you lose weight.
not to mention, like, you can just hit up the prunes the same way.
Exactly.
Like, why we need
and
this?
It's bad for you because they'll be like, drink it every day.
But you need to drink so much water.
Yeah,
because you're dehydrating.
As well, your asshole's gonna fall out.
It really depends what you eat, though. Imagine for someone who takes that and then eats spicy food all the time. The fuck?
Your ass is dead. Your ass is grass.
But also, like, why am I trusting an Instagram salesperson?
Why am I trusting Amber Rose
Never.
to like?
But you have edges. What are you talking about?
I do. I've been using that castor oil.
A Jamaican black, though?
Jamaican black. At Chlorine,
They just basically
$10.99.
like burn wood. That's it.
Excuse me?
It's not.
Did
Did you see that? It came from there.
Excuse me?
What?
Oh!
What are you talking about them just a burn wood?
It came out the heart, like, you could not block it. Oh my god.
And you know what? Even if they did just burn wood, they're burning some magical wood.
Thank you.
Because in my hair,
Thank you.
growing.
Thank you.
I use regular one. The regular.
Okay, well,
I've used both.
Okay,
It's just like that bottle costs so much, and it's like I can
It's
get like a
$10.99.
regular one with like,
Alright, fine.
and it's as
But
thick.
it's Jamaican and
That's
it is
Jamaican.
black.
So
It is Blek.
Black Panther.
Kiss the
Black Panther oil.
The thread of the Black Panther will be stripped away.
You need to pause between strip away. He always does that pause, and I'm like, is it pre-recorded?
No.
I love Forrest.
Script.
Victory.
Oh,
Ritual.
combat. You know what I just remembered? Like, script. It sounds like. Do you remember the time from Michael Jackson?
I'm done.
How do we all know that?
Like, how do you not that video?
Oh my god.
Did you ever see like that thread of like that guy saying, "Oh my god, I can't believe he did all that in front of the pharaoh"?
Oh my
Like,
god, that was a good thread.
The way
I
that
died.
pharaoh is better than me.
Yes.
That pharaoh is better than me.
Yes.
Because listen, Eddie Murphy, like you could have had that man's head. Like when he rolled in with that smooth ass press and curl, you should have said it is over for you.
Should have kicked him out.
That's it. As soon as someone rolls into your court with a press and curl, winking at your partner,
And then he's like he's dancing like no, around your fucking queen.
And as soon as Iman's head started bobbing, like I'm like, okay.
Oh my god! And then your servants is dancing with him.
Asking about, do you remember the time? Remember what time? When was this?
No.
Who is this? How do you know who is this?
And then you see a man like, yes,
into it.
I remember.
No, Eddie Murphy was a good man in that video.
He
because
did. It couldn't have been me. Could not have been me.
Like who? And then everyone's dancing, making noise in your court. You were just hanging out with a girl. Imagine if you're just watching TV with your man or your any significant other, and somebody knocks on the door, comes in, and starts talking about, hey, Melissa, do you remember the time when we went to Vegas? And then you're just smiling, and then they start dancing. And then everybody else that lives in your house starts dancing with them. Like,
not to mention the audacity to dip out of there and dissolve into sand and leave a mess in your home.
Thank you.
Leave a mess in your home.
He really was that. He really owns
And it's like back in the day we're rooting with Michael. You're like,
Go Michael.
Like, I remember.
If I'm Pharaoh, I would have stabbed MJ the second he uttered fell in love. Michael Jackson walked into a pyramid and went down memory lane with Pharaoh's wife.
Oh my god.
Bitch!
What's his Twitter name?
Haitian ambassador. Haitian ambassador to Wakanda. Like, he's like you too. Who changed like with the most like the craziest names.
That's the original. Like, that's a scam. Name a scam.
Michael Jackson walked into another man's living room and seduced his wife in the middle of ancient Egypt.
I'm shaken to my core.
Like, but not to mention this brings me. Remember when they tried to play a few weeks ago with was it Nefertiti and
that Rachel Dolezal looking at the itch, what they uncovered?
They really tried to Rachel Dolezal. They tried it, right? They tried it.
If you're trying to tell
I too image.
And she puts her fingers together and she's like, I too image him. Like, I'm so mad. That was damn Nefertiti.
They
like,
really
look at her,
tried
and then they did what? I think they transposed her face to another thing and said, I want to speak to the manager. They're like, she's not. She is not.
They played
like, but how you play? Like, she doesn't even look like Arab.
That was Sarah.
At least make it like pretend. Like a little brown, a little melanin.
That's too much. They can't do that.
In Britain, they uncovered the cheese man.
First of all, is that a Toronto man ball cheese man? Like, yo, my boy Cheese Man's coming through.
That's your MCM.
Yo, MC Cheese Man's coming through, y'all. Like, Cheese Man. And they had the nerve to, first of all, like, how many of us don't really mess with lactose like that? So that's rude.
Right? Yeah.
Second of all, Cheese Man.
Yeah.
And third of all,
it's Cheddar Man.
I don't know, but like,
I was cheese
with that ashy hairstyle too. Like, was he really black when his hair was looking like that?
Thank you.
That lace front that he had on, like, I don't know what type of prehistoric lace front they had, but like,
he could have had only white friends and a white girlfriend because anybody else would have told him,
like, this is not working.
That lace front.
Okay, that kind of brings me to a side note. It might be a hot take.
Ooh.
But Donald Glover, Atlanta's back. But, like, I just feel like...
I'm watching tonight.
The thing about Donald Glover is I just always get the sense that, like, he's a bit pick-me-ish.
Yes.
Because it's like... There was a minute where I feel like he was the black guy who was like, other black people hate me.
Yes.
But now, like, and that's the thing. Mm-hmm. Valid, like, especially if you... had interest, I guess, in a sense that people didn't consider black. Because, I mean, before everyone was out here bopping to Migos, that, like, it really was, like, the diversity of blackness wasn't as celebrated. But I still feel like that low-key chip, and I think he's working through it, so, you know, God's working on all those. But, like, I just sometimes still get the sense that, like, that chip has not yet dissolved.
I definitely get what you're saying, and I feel like it is that thing where, like, I can definitely tell what kind of guy he's evolved from. I feel like back in the day, he was definitely that, like, black guy who loves anime and loves Asian women and fetishizes them. And, you know, is happy that other black people don't like him because then he can be the exception to everybody else in the group, all the other non-black people.
Right.
So I feel, I know so many men like that who are now coming to terms with that past, and they now have language to understand why they acted that way.
Yes.
Like, they're now just uncovering that. But I think it's taken a long time for him.
Right.
Yeah, he was a grown-ass man when he was doing that shit. So.
Yeah. He wasn't like, oh, cool 17. Like, Men's was really in his, like, mid to late 20s.
My brother is a bit, like, I don't know. It's a bit like that. Like, one day he said Beyonce was ugly. I swear my mom and I were like, who? It's like...
Must be two Beyonces.
It's another one, right?
Yeah.
It's another one.
But like ugly too. Like ugly is like a say it with your chest. Like,
no. It's like listen. It's like it's self-hate. Because then it's like it was that, but then you have like Megan Fox on your like who?
Oh.
No, it's like it's that like.
It is self-hate.
It's weird sometimes when you feel like you're like aware of certain things, but it doesn't mean that your whole family is on the same page.
Absolutely.
In terms of feminism, in terms of intersection. It's weird, right?
Yes.
I went home like literally. I don't know when was that.
December?
No, it wasn't this time. It was another. Was it? No, not this time. It was probably last year. So we had like I think a lunch with my siblings and my mom and my uncle, and basically it was about that moment where. What's her name? Tommy Lauren?
Oh.
And Charlamagne and
Tristan,
Trevor Noah. Like, that whole thing
Leonard?
that happened.
Yeah.
And then she got fired.
Yes.
Leonard from Monk's Corner.
Yes.
Alabama. Or
I don't know if
South
my
Carolina.
glasses like Monique.
Yeah.
Beloved, listen, sweetness.
Precious. Babies, I love you.
Yes, Daddy.
Yes, Daddy.
Oh, that kind of took
Old black women do that all the time.
She's older than him, too.
Yeah.
But, so, during that lunch, it was like that thing where I said she was fired because she's a woman. She's trash, but she was fired because she's a woman. Like, who? Give me one Republican man that was fired for saying what she said. And my brother was like, crickets.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. He's
He's
like, yeah, you're a feminazi. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. My mom's like, we're gonna start talking about it. Have a nice lunch.
Oh, God.
And then that's when I was like, this dude is lost. Like, he's aware of certain things, but I'm really like, it's weird. Because that's literally like genetically, we're the same, right?
Yes.
It's weird. It's like, it's not my parents. It's not like my kids. It's not my cousins. It's someone who genetically has the same mix, and we're absolutely not on the same page about certain things.
And it's really weird. Your brother's younger than you, right?
Yeah. Everybody's younger than me.
Yeah, it's really weird how, like, a few years can make a really big difference, because I feel like maybe it's just positionality. Maybe it's just because I'm a black woman, so it's like that double oppression of not just being, like, black but also a woman, where it's like I have to be so much more aware of certain things than he does, and there are so many more spaces for him, like not just in black spaces but in like just spaces in general. People are more, I feel like people are more willing to accept black men in his school than they do accept black women, because in his high school, black women are the butt of every joke. We went to the same high school. So, but
also they let that happen, right?
Exactly, they let that happen. And so I'm always asking him, I'm like, when people are making these jokes about black women and black weave this and black weave that, are other black women in the room? Is it a thing where it's like a familiar bond where we're just roasting each other? You're gonna make fun of her weave, she's gonna make fun of your lineup, we all hug at the end. Or are you making fun of black women when there's white bitches in the room, when there's white guys in the room, when it's
unacceptable?
It's unacceptable. And so I'm always asking him to check himself on that, because like I feel like people look to you as you know, like, you're my only black friend, so I know how to treat black people based
off of you.
And it sucks that you have to live with that burden, but at the same time, you should never be the one putting down black women.
Right, and I think that's the unfortunate, like, we can recognize the unfortunate nature of that weight, because one black person should never have to, nor should they speak for everyone, because that just doesn't make sense. Like, God forbid we're individuals. But that is the problem, is the way the whole thing is set up, more often than not, you will be the one. So if you're the ones who, like, if at the very least, like, we know, like, most people don't have our backs, but at the very least, if you can't even look to the people who, out of everyone, are more likely supposed to have your back, and they're roasting you as well, and not in a, like, there really is something to be said, and I feel like, about the certain conversations or certain things where it's like, we just don't really take this outside because we know how, like, easily this can be weaponized. But it's like, I just feel like a lot of that stuff, like, it's kind of leaking out, or like it's coming to a place where it's like, nah, like, I don't care, like, you're on your own basically, but they still want to reap the benefits, but it's like, you're not like, you have to be aware, like, even there's like the whole discussion, like, and this one, but it was like on Twitter, and basically saying like, you can find who you want to find attractive. No one's saying that's not possible, that like people aren't attractive. That's fine. But at the same time, it's like, if you're noticing that you only ever have a preference for a certain type of woman and you can't even find anyone else outside of that attractive, not saying that you're like, you have to say, no, I'm just gonna not like these people, because that's not realistic, but like, if you can't even go to the point where like, let me think about like possibly why is like I could never find someone of my same skin tone attractive.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know what that brings me to? Sorry, my brain is always going. Remember Steve Lacy?
Steve Lacy, don't you know what? I've been listening to his EP and I'm sorry. Getting into it.
I'm
but
sorry.
Every time,
the guy who said he can't
He
date
sees
black
all
guys.
other black men as brothers.
As brothers or competition. So every time I listen to that EP, I'm like, oh, it's lit. Da, 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 da. But then I remember that. And I'm like,
but did he say he could never date them? He
Yes.
doesn't find them attractive and everything?
Said.
That's not really about like competition or brothers. It's really like...
That's your own
But that's what I mean. But that's the excuse that he gave.
But
and
the thing is, like, self-reflection and self-awareness is super scary to some people. Like, to actually sit down and, like, question themselves is super scary. I don't get it because I've never been that way. But, yeah.
And it's so weird because when I was younger, it was really this thing of, like, I've never ever said I would never date a black guy or I don't like black men. That was never a thought in my mind. But it was a thing where it was like, oh, this white guy is cute, or this white guy is adorable. Or because I was listening to certain bands, I was like, oh, these white guys are adorable. But it was never a thing in my mind where I was like, black men ain't shit. Like,
or if you're talking to like a white dude, you wouldn't be like, yo, all these black dudes are trash. Like, basically, and I think it's more about like who you like, that's fine. But like, I think the problem is a lot of the conversations are about people trashing one group, particularly more often than not black women and black femmes, in order to uplift someone else. And not to mention, it's like, that's the thing, like, other people don't need any more ammo to talk about us. Like, they just don't. Like, it's already there. We've heard it. We've seen it. We've experienced it. Like, this is not new. So and that's the problem. It's like, societally we hear it, but then the problem is like, if you're getting a cosign from someone, from a black man, then it's like, these are the people who are bright enough to be coming out here with these Iggy Azalea attitudes. Like, that's
like,
it
takes a long time for some men to even gain like the awareness that there's a problem. Like within themselves in terms of like, oh, you know, like when they start being aware that they should love their black queens and stuff.
And it's so
like weird. It takes so long. It's like, yo, you're 30.
Thank you. Okay.
So you've been trashing us how long? I mean, it's good. He came to terms with it, but it's like,
how long?
Literally, like,
it's so weird because I feel like it happens a lot where like somebody like T.I. or like somebody like Leonard will be like,
that's all we know him as now. Leonard.
Oh my God.
Will be like,
someone did like a compilation of like every single time he attacked black women.
Yes.
I could not share it because when I try to save it, it would only save like the Monique part. And not the videos. But oh my God.
But Leonard, and not to mention, it's like the fact that he can't see that like the same arguments that you are making are the same justifications that I just can't even begin. Like, I was watching it and I was getting hot, so like but I was like, I need to watch this. But it was like,
I did not watch it completely. I did not watch the Amara. I can't.
I didn't watch that one. I
cannot. You know what? It's an active thing for him because he knows that it's going to be hot on Twitter. He knows that his name is going to be trending. He doesn't care because he just doesn't have respect for black women. But it's crazy how often people like him and T.I. will say something about uplifting black people and how they love black people and how they're going to do something for their hood. But then when it comes to the support of black women, all of a sudden they turn a blind eye. All of a sudden they want to produce people like Iggy Azalea. All of a sudden they want to sit with with somebody like Tomato
Longstocking.
Yeah, like, you know, and so I'm not even shook anytime he says some wild shit anymore because
who, Charlemagne?
He sold his soul.
Leonard is like, he's always been like a problem. I did see some changes. But I was also very like, I felt like very weirded out about the way Amanda Seales addressed it.
I didn't see it.
Because she addressed it by saying that that's her friend and that she would not trash him publicly. Very valid.
But why?
But I
even
feel like you're
out?
very like you're a feminist, and also I would like to say about Monique, like, there's something very strange about how a lot of black women are also very silent. So there might be like, it might not be, we're in a gray area. Like, she might not be fully right in what she's doing, because I see a lot of women who are typically very vocal who are right now not.
Well, I think that they're also afraid of getting in trouble.
I don't know.
And I think
do you
it's
know
like,
that much? Like, what would they be okay with Me Too and Time's Up, but not with
because
Monique?
Well, I
Me
think
Too
it's
is such
difficult.
a liberal thing. It's such abusers are saying Me Too.
Yeah,
It's so popular.
Yeah,
it's just a thing that you can say, and it's like I did my
But
job.
I still feel like I would say like I don't know, Jada Pinkett Smith, for example. She would be someone who has been like rather fearless. She has not said anything.
Remember when the thing came out about the original mom from Fresh Prince? What's her name?
Viv?
No, Janet something.
Janet. I was looking at her name.
The dark skin one?
Yeah.
Yes, dark skin.
She's also extra. Hmm?
There's,
That's the thing, though.
yes. I see.
A little.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm saying the way she goes about things, it's been like self-destructive.
But okay, but I would want to say in the broader sense, like, I was never there. Like, I was never a fly on the wall in all of these situations. But I think it's important to note that, like, you can be gaslit enough times that you, like, it's like none of these things exist in a vacuum to say that someone can be difficult. Like, we can recognize someone can be difficult, but at the same time, like, is there a problem when, like, a certain type of person is always named difficult? Like, this is the thing. Like, and I think there's so many small layers. Like, for example, with the Monique example, there's people talking about there's the personal issues that people have with Monique. There's her being blackballed and people not wanting to go against Oprah and Lee Daniels and that machine. Because which already speaks to the fact that there's not a lot of large black benefactors to even bankroll things. So you feel like if you don't have them, you don't have anything. But also, taking all that out, even what they said in the interview, like, if you take everything and even your personal views about Monique aside, that deal was dirty.
It was.
Like, so even if we just, like, we look at nothing else, that deal was dirty. But it's like, if we think about, like, Wanda Sykes, for example, too, it's like, even if we don't like Monique, can we still recognize that there's a pattern? And then after Tiffany Haddish came out, and she too.
What about disgustingly thin-lipped... What's that potato's name?
Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer.
She got how much?
Funny about her that she got 13 mil. How much was it?
Like 13 mil.
Yeah.
But and that's what I mean. It's like, then people don't want to just recognize. Like, I understand. And I think also that was the thing. It's like, Charlemagne, it's that thing where people use a straw man to specifically derail your argument. Where she's like, I'm not saying that I should have got 13 million.
Yes.
I'm just saying that the deal was dirty and they knew it. And their inability to renegotiate or bring me to the table was disrespectful. And they would have never
100%.
done that to an Amy Schumer.
Exactly.
And I think that's the thing. It's like, she's not saying she wanted 13 mil, but is she saying that they knew it was dirty of them to come
it was
with 500K?
dirty. I think they're not allowed to do certain things after that. So that means you're limiting someone's paycheck to what you're giving them for a certain amount of time.
For 2 years, you're basically signing, like, not an NDA, but, like, a non-competition clause. That's what it would be. So, like, she wouldn't be allowed to work. 500K?
That's not
for
a lot.
2 years?
And not to mention, like, if you look at it, even from the point of saying she's an Oscar winner, even blackballed aside, like, that's dirty.
Exactly.
So it's like...
And taking how Kevin Hart was basically what, I guess the reason why they blackballed her is because she did not want to tour.
For free.
For free, which you should never have to. As an actor, if you're asking me to leave the country, I have to be compensated for that.
Right.
So basically what happens with Kevin Hart is... they said, okay, you did this movie, you have to do personal promotion on your social media platforms.
Said no.
And he said no. They said, okay, we'll pay you to do it. And then it was solved. So why didn't they do that with Monique?
Exactly.
Why didn't they just pay her?
No, that's true.
And that's the problem. It's like, we're not saying... And
it's
then the
never
problem
been
is, like,
about saying that what she was saying is wrong. Sorry. This is like so many layers.
It's so many layers. Yeah, like, and it's like we could talk about this forever, but I just think the problem is, like, on an individual level, if we keep saying no, but this is an individual, and then we look back and it's only a certain type of individual this is happening to, but then this is the only situation where you can explain away why. Like, there will always be an excuse if you want to find one. Is basically the moral of the story.
The whole interview was excuses.
Exactly, but that's the problem. It's like, so
when
that's the
problem.
That when we're never going to address it, and then you can always say, well, she's difficult, and then how easy is it to be named difficult?
Yeah.
If you say, I'm standing up for myself, and I think that's it. We don't know every aspect of the Monique, but at least what I did get from the interview, she was like, listen, I know what game you're trying to play, and I know my worth, and I'm not going to stand for it. And I think the thing is, like, even if she was hard in one way, they weren't even willing to budge. Exactly. And I think that is what's important.
They legit, from what I got, they never contacted them again, right?
Yeah,
the
but that's
moment
what I
where
mean.
it started to be like a negotiation, it stopped, right?
Yeah. Right. So, but it's like, why for Kevin Hart could they switch the whole position, and for her they wouldn't even budge? And I think that's just the question we have to end on. Like, not necessarily that's the answer, but it's just like, why is it always for a certain group that it's like, well, no, that totally makes sense that you wouldn't want to fly on your own dime to promote a movie, but someone else are like, no, you know what, you're reasonable. So it's like, and not to mention, it's like they just never even came to a middle ground. They're just like, no, for you, and that's it. That's just what we have to look at.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah.
Whew! It got hot.
Woo!
Thank you for listening. I'm Ava.
I'm Helena.
I'm Melissa.
And this was Y'all Got Me Podcast.
Guys.
Oh. Stay tuned for more.
Straight. Sorry. We love you, Uncle Forrest.
Yes, we do.
Straight from the Black Panther.
Okay. Let's do a goodbye.
Okay.